Today's video is all about how to play Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl. I'll show you how to play that introduction a bit later on. But first of all, let's just think about the chords that we need to play Brown Eyed Girl. So there are only 4 simple chords: G major, C major, D major, and E minor. Now, the verse starts with the G major chord. I tend to play G major like this because it means I can move my fingers around into different shapes if I want to. But for this song, it doesn't matter. You can play it like this, or you could play it with this fingering, or with this fingering. So choose your favourite variant of G major, whichever you find easiest. So the verse starts with that G major chord. Hey, where did, and then it goes to a C major. We go back to G major again. Days when then to D major, rains came, back to G. Down in the C major, hollow, back to G. Playing now, back to D major, new game. And then that G to C to G to D major pattern repeats. Da 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 da. And again. Da 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 da. And then we have a little bit of change with you, C and D. My brown-eyed G to E minor, C. You my D, brown-eyed girl. And that is the verse. When you're playing that verse, by the way, with the C major chord, just as with the G, there's different variants of fingering you can use. So I tend to use this variant, that's my favourite. But if you want to, you can play the C major like this. Absolutely fine too. Choose whatever is easiest for you. Now, before I go on and teach you that famous bridge, the sha-la-la-la-la-la bit, let me just say, if you've enjoyed this lesson, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. That really supports me, but also it means that if you subscribe, you'll be notified whenever I put a new guitar lesson out. Now let's think about that famous bridge that goes sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-di-da. That comes in at the end of the second verse. So let's jump into the context by playing the end of that second verse. With you, my brown-eyed girl, C. You my D, brown-eyed girl. Let me go back to D to start off that bridge. Do you remember when, you can go to D7 here, we used to sing G. Sha-la-la, C, la-la-la-la, G, la-la-la-la-dee-dee, da. Back to G. Sha-la-la, C, la-la-la-la, back to G, la-la-la-la-dee-dee, la-la-dee-G. So it just cycles really between G, C, G to D. Let me play it through for you. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-da. La-dee-da. Let's look at a strumming pattern for this song then. Now there's more than one way you could strum this, but I'll just show you one. So I've got my pick in my hand, and what I'd suggest is this strumming pattern. I'll play it for you first, and then I'll break it down. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came. Okay, if I slow that strumming pattern down, what I'm doing is this. Down, 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 up, down, up. Down, 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 up, down, up. Now if we think about that in terms of beats, we're playing down on the first beat, down on the second beat, down on the third beat, and then on the and after the third beat, that's our first up. Beat 4 is a down, and the and after beat 4 is an up. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if you're a beginner guitarist pretty much, you'll probably find for every up and down stroke you hit all 6 strings throughout that strumming pattern, and it'll sound something like this. Now that's fine, but as you get more experienced, try and differentiate between those various up and down strokes. So for that first downstroke, try and hit mainly the 6th string, the bottom bass string, maybe a bit of the 5th string. For the second downstroke, aim for the 3 treble strings, 3, 2 and 1 there. For the third downstroke, again go back to the bass strings. And then for the up, down, up at the end of the pattern, head for the 3 treble strings, strings 3, 2 and 1. And if you do that, it'll sound more like this. Now the one thing to add is that on that C chord, really you want to head for, on the downstrokes, the 5th string, not the 6th string, and on the D chord, really it's the 4th string that you're aiming for rather than the 5th or the 6th string. But try and get that differentiation. It'll make your strumming sound much more subtle and interesting. Let's look at that introduction now then. This is what we're aiming for. So how do we play that? Well, we're playing 2 strings together there, 2 notes, with an interval of a 6th between them. And for the first part of that introduction, the 2 strings we're playing are the 4th string and the 2nd string. And we're going to fret the 4th string at the 9th fret here, and we're going to fret the 2nd string at the 8th fret here. And you can use your middle finger and your index finger to fret the 4th string and the 2nd string respectively. And then with your right hand, you're going to pinch together using your thumb and your index finger. You might have seen occasionally I use my thumb and my middle finger, but really you should use your thumb and your index finger. Those are the most logical. In a sort of pinch together motion like this. So your thumb is playing the 4th string and your index finger is playing the 2nd string. And you're doing that at the same time, like that. So that's your first move, if you like. Next, you're going to play the same 2 strings, but before you play them, you're going to move your middle finger up 1 fret to the 10th fret, and then you're going to fret the 2nd string, that's on the 4th string of course. You're going to fret the 2nd string with your ring finger, also at the 10th fret, and then play them again using that pinchy motion with your thumb and your index finger. Next, move the whole shooting match, that is the middle finger and the ring finger on those 2 strings, 4th and 2nd strings, move them up 2 frets so they're both at the 12th fret, and play again. And then move them back down to the 10th fret, and then go back to where you started, so middle finger at the 9th fret on the 4th string and index finger at the 8th fret on the 2nd string, and play again. So we have this. Now the second part of that guitar introduction is almost exactly the same as the first part, except we're going to play everything 1 string higher. So rather than playing the 4th and the 2nd string simultaneously, we're going to play the 3rd and the top string, the 1st string, simultaneously, but the fret positions are the same. So we start with middle finger on the 3rd string on the 9th fret and index finger on the top string on the 8th fret. We'll play them simultaneously again using your thumb and your index finger on the right hand, and then move your middle finger up 1 fret, so you're playing 10th fret on the 3rd string, and then fret the top string with your ring finger also on the 10th fret. Move both fingers up to the 12th fret. Come back to the 10th fret with both fingers. And then go back to where you started with the middle finger on the 9th fret, 3rd string, and index finger on the 8th fret, top string. Okay? So far we have this. I'll play it fairly slowly. Then we repeat the first line on the 4th string and 2nd string. And then we're going to throw ourselves into a barred D7 chord here, this chord. Now we're going to play the 6th string, then the 4th string. I tend to play them both with my thumb, one after the other. And then the 3rd string, which I play with my index finger, and then the 2nd string, which I play with my middle finger. This. And we repeat everything to that point, and that is the introduction. So I'll play it to you now. Thank you for learning Brown Eyed Girl with me.